are back with Greg Taylor, Ohio's retirement coach, along with Legacy Vice President Kristen Taylor. And today we are focusing on the volatile market and what you should do with your investments. A very timely topic, so I want to thank you both for being with me.
Thanks for
You're
having
welcome.
us.
All right, with the S&P 500 dropping more than 12% since May of last year, investors are getting nervous, it seems, about their portfolios.
They are.
So the big question, Greg, is what can people do to protect their principal in times like these? This is what people want to know.
You know, last week, the Royal Bank of Scotland came out with an article that said, sell everything. Now, that's not our advice to people because you can't let emotions get the best of you,
Right.
but we will come out with the message of protect everything. In other words, you need strategies in your portfolio to protect you on the downside so that you know in what is predictable, because it's not that the stock market goes up and down that's shocking people, because they understand that's what you get with the stock market, but it's how far down is it going to go? Are we going to see another repeat of 2008? And that's got a lot of people nervous because it took 4 or 5 years for most people to rebound totally from that debacle in '08. They don't want to go through that again. So making sure you protect everything is a big plus right now.
These are two things. Does that have an impact on how much risk someone can afford to take with their portfolio?
Yeah, absolutely. So you and I, we're working age. We're still going to be putting money in and saving over the long term. We're not drawing from that money yet and using it, so that's okay to take some of the roller coaster ride with the market. But when you reach that 5 to 10 year mark, which I've talked about before as the retirement red zone, you want to look at how much risk you're taking at that point. Mainly because if you're wanting to retire in 5 years and say we are in the true correction that we've been waiting on, that's really a part of the normal market function, and you're taking income out and you're taking the loss and you're paying a fee, then you're in real trouble of running out of money, because if you're for years and having to live off of that money just as long as you worked to put it in. So imagine having to replenish those losses. It's really devastating, and we've seen it happen in the past.
Right. If you're already in retirement or you're getting that 2 to 3 to 5 years till retirement, it's absolutely crucial that you make some fundamental changes.
And of course, everyone's on the edge of their seat today because we can't see what the market's going to do yet.
Right.
Being close.
Now, and in that case, though, can people make changes at any time? Is that possible? Do they have to wait for a certain time?
Well, they don't have to wait for a certain time, but we definitely don't want to wait until we hit the bottom and then lock in those losses, because what happens is people are a little greedy. That's, there's two main emotions that drive us with our investing: fear and greed. So the greediness says, it'll probably bounce right back up. When it doesn't, they keep watching it. Typically, it'll get to the boiling point where fear kicks in. The bottom, because then they don't have the ability to make it back up when it climbs back up. So now is a good time to be looking and saying, what can we afford to lose and how much are we willing to lose?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So are there some strategies that you can offer our viewers to kind of implement to reduce this volatility without really sacrificing the opportunity for all those returns that they want?
Well, absolutely. And there's technology that's been out for a few years now. We use it in our practice, called Asset Lock. And when things are still within the realm of calmness, when you can make a good decision, you decide what you're willing to lose, whether it be a 10% drop or a 15% drop or a 20% drop, how aggressive you want to be, and then have something with this technology on your portfolio. So now you can determine ahead of time where the floor is, and then have something working in your favor that monitors your portfolio every day, and that's what people need.
Right, and of course that's talking about taking a balanced approach, because we still do think there's a point where you have to say, okay, what am I going to need to live on? Let's get that income, that foundation set, and that is also then a part of the overall planning process, because it is a good place for your money in the long term.
Right.
But you do need to have that income taken care of as well.
So let's talk about the offer you have to help assess a person's risk.
We want to give people the opportunity for a portfolio x-ray, because most families we meet have no idea how much risk they're taking. We're actually going to use what's called a Morningstar report. There are advisors out there that charge as much as $500 to do Morningstar analysis for families. It's going to be absolutely complimentary. That's part of the portfolio x-ray. The first 15 callers, I wish we could have more, but if the lines are, if you go to the voicemail because our lines are packed, be patient. We'll call you back. But if you're concerned about what's going on, understand what your fees are and how much risk you're taking.
All right. As always, thank you so much, Kristen and Greg, for bringing that to us.
Glad to be here.